talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, the 49ers quarterback, and his performance against the Detroit Lions. So Jimmy Garoppolo's official stat line on Sunday pegged him at 18 for 26, 206 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and officially he had no interceptions. Now, he did throw an interception at the end of the game, and it would have given the Lions the ball first and goal on the 4-yard line. Thankfully for Jimmy Garoppolo, it was called back. But that play really left a bad taste in my mouth. And, it kind of ruined a game I was very much enjoying watching. That interception was really, really ugly for Jimmy Garoppolo. He didn't try to move the defender with his eyes. He kind of locked into one side of the field, stared down his guy, threw a really bad interception. It's hard to balance here because you got to realize Jimmy Garoppolo was sacked 6 times yesterday. And the reason why Jimmy Garoppolo was sacked so many times is because he was holding on to the football. He was taking sacks because he wasn't getting rid of the ball, holding on to the ball far too long, 4 or 5 seconds into the play. But what you don't want him to do is you don't want him to throw the ball to avoid sacks and throw bad interceptions or bad, ugly passes. You want that balance between holding on to the ball too long, taking sacks, and throwing really bad throws into bad coverage. Somewhere between that is a balance of really good quarterback play. Right now, Jimmy Garoppolo is teetering somewhere between in that level. I don't know that I'm concerned about Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm actually, I don't know how to put this. I want good from Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's playing really well. He's not playing bad. He just has a lot of things he needs to clean up. I think what 49er fans are learning about Jimmy Garoppolo is that he's still growing as a quarterback. He's not bad at all. He just has a lot of room to improve and a lot of things he needs to improve in order for the 49ers to make a playoff push and really do a lot in the future. Now, I personally have nothing but faith. I think all of the mistakes Jimmy Garoppolo is making are completely fixable, but they do need to be fixed. Now, my favorite thing he said in the last 2 weeks is Jimmy Garoppolo really, really struggled week 1 against the Vikings. He had 3 interceptions, completely ugly. And all he said after the game all week was, we're on to Detroit. He said, forget week 1, we're moving on to the Detroit Lions. That's great. And the good news is if you're a 49er fan, the 49ers roster's rebuilding anyway, so you shouldn't expect a lot from Jimmy Garoppolo. You don't need a lot from Jimmy Garoppolo because they're still getting better. But I really hope 49ers fans shift their expectations. I said all along, the 49ers are probably a 9-7 team. And that's what they look like right now. They look like a team that's just going to miss the playoffs. They're going to make a lot of weird mistakes and have some issues, but also have really good moments. That's how the 49ers have played all year so far, and I think they're going to keep it up. This year is all about growing and learning and building for the 49ers. Now, I love watching their offense. I think it's great. A bunch of really creative play calls. Matt Breita's running really well. He had 136 yards against the Lions. Might have been 138. I might have wrote it wrong just now. But regardless, what was interesting is the way the Lions linebackers were taking away underneath routes from Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's why Jimmy Garoppolo was sacked 6 times, is because all his checkdowns, all his underneath routes were completely covered by the Lions linebackers. And taking 6 sacks is not good. So the reason why I've said this before, Jimmy Garoppolo was sacked so many times is because he was holding onto the ball too long. Now, while that's concerning, you want the guy to get rid of the ball on time, have a better clock in your head. It is worth noting that at the very least, he's staying in the pocket. He could be, some rookie quarterbacks, for example, the minute there's any pressure, they just run out of the pocket and they compound a mistake and make it worse. At least Jimmy Garoppolo's moving around in the pocket. He's sliding around like a veteran quarterback does. He's doing what Tom Brady does, what Drew Brees does, what Eli Manning does. Really, really good high-level quarterbacks move around within the pocket, within like a 5-yard radius, rather than the minute there's any pressure, just running away. Jimmy Garoppolo's not running away. He's moving in the pocket, sliding around. That's really good. Now, the next thing he needs to do is get rid of the ball. Instead of taking a sack, instead of holding the ball for 5-6 seconds, he needs to now throw the ball somewhere. Pick a spot, throw it away, throw it at a guy's feet, throw it to your check down, something. And there were times yesterday on Sunday where There simply wasn't a check down for Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if it was missed protections. I don't know if the running back screwed up, but especially there was a first and goal from the 8-yard line, something like that. And only 2 wide receivers went out for routes. It was play action. Only 2 receivers were options for Jimmy Garoppolo. Nothing was open. He didn't have a check down option. And I just was like, is the coach going to tell him? Does Kyle Shanahan tomorrow and today tell him, throw the ball at the back of the end zone? What's going to happen there? I don't know. I'm really curious to see what the 49ers do in the future, because there were times where Jimmy Garoppolo simply had nowhere to go with the ball and didn't even have a check down to throw to. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I do believe that everything Jimmy Garoppolo is struggling with is a fixable mistake. It's very simple, very fixable issues. Now, one thing that's interesting is Jimmy Garoppolo's inaccuracy often comes from his footwork. He gets kind of lazy with his legs. He doesn't use his legs all the time when he throws. And that's when Jimmy Garoppolo throws bad, inaccurate passes. He'll throw a ball high on a slant. He'll throw a ball inside on a short out like he did on the interception against the Lions last night. Every problem Jimmy Garoppolo has is very highly fixable. Get rid of the ball quicker. Don't hold on to it. Fix your feet. Use your legs. Little things like that. All fixable and all very encouraging if you're a 49er fan, but they do need to be fixed. In order for the 49ers to make a deep playoff run, maybe win a Super Bowl a year or 2 years from now, Jimmy Garoppolo needs to clean up the way he's playing. You know this. I know this. We all know this. But the good news is everything Jimmy Garoppolo is doing is very, very much a fixable mistake. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my show, Strong Opinion Sports. It's my pride and joy. I'm very proud of it. If you're new to Strong Opinion Sports, you can subscribe to it on iTunes, SoundCloud, on YouTube. You can find the full entire hour-long podcast on YouTube, or you can find more shorter breakout videos like the one you just watched. And if you like what I had to say, maybe you hate what I had to say, share this with your friends. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about the show. My name is Zach Schaumler. Have a great day.